When it comes to adoption, the possibilities are pretty limitless. Of course, there's the tried and true adoption of a child. You can always adopt a pet, a cat or a dog. And these days you can even adopt wild animals, lions, tigers, pandas, sea turtles, you name it. Here in England, though, you can also adopt a phone booth. If you've ever visited the UK or even just London, you'll have seen them. These bright red phone booths, also known as kiosks or phone boxes. They're a very recognizable and much loved symbol of British culture and are fairly ubiquitous. Even here in the middle of nowhere, you'll find one. Designed in the 1930s, these distinct payphones hit their peak of popularity in the early 90s, numbering around 100,000. But since then, they've started to disappear, slowly but surely. So even though we all use cell phones these days, there's still evidently 20,000 working public payphones across the UK. But out of that 20,000, there's only 3,000 that are still inside these iconic red kiosks that are working. They are few and far between, and you have to know where to look to find one that still works. This one along the village green in Sheet seems to be in operation. And so is the one back in my own village of South Harding, even though for a time it used to hold just jigsaw puzzles. There's actually a phone in this one. Stunning. Amazing. Dial tone and everything. Located just outside the pub, apparently it's still handy to have the option of using a payphone to call for a taxi, even if it doesn't take coins. But for everyone you find with an actual honest-to-goodness old-fashioned payphone inside, there will be many more of these red phone booths with nothing in them. Very often they're in quiet spots along lonely roads, vandalized or being used as a receptacle for people's trash or their recycling. Down the lane, 2 miles or so in Elstead, this British Telecom phone kiosk still works, but it's going to be removed soon. British Telecom says this particular phone booth here in this tiny village just isn't getting enough use to justify its continued existence. And judging from the cobwebs on the phone itself, they're not wrong. Of course, it costs money to operate a network of payphones and to remove them if no one uses them. So the phone company has come up with an alternative: adoption. British Telecom offers an Adopt a Kiosk scheme that allows local councils or charities to adopt a red telephone box for just £1. The hope is that the kiosk will be transformed or retrofitted for another use once BT removes the telephone equipment. It seems to be a popular idea. Since 2008, more than 7,000 phone boxes have been adopted by communities across the UK. They've become museums, art galleries, greenhouses, or something else altogether. Some of these old phone kiosks have been put to really good use, like this one here behind me in the town square in Petersfield. It's now a defibrillator, located just outside St. Peter's Church on Sheep Street near the post office. It's a life-saving piece of medical equipment stored in a well-recognized, safe, and most importantly, weather-resistant location. It's easy access for anyone who might need it to quickly help a victim of cardiac arrest. You can't call 911 or 999 as it is here, but it's still a different kind of lifeline. Just around the corner, at the far end of College Street, there's another adopted kiosk. This one has been turned into a mini library. In place of the phone, there are shelves of books and magazines, all there for the public to borrow and enjoy. And best of all, no late fees. You have to admit, it's a pretty good idea, a free book exchange on the street. If you take one, you just leave one behind for someone else. Last year marked 100 years since the OG, the original red kiosk, was designed. So it's kind of nice that as more and more of these public phone boxes fall into disuse and get removed, some are being saved. So no matter how many of us rely on cell phones, you'll continue to see these red sentinels in every city, town, and village, standing proudly on the corner or along some forgotten stretch of country lane. Largely ignored, but these days it seems not entirely forgotten. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.